Some heroes are born. Some heroes are made. These heroes are on commission. Welcome to No Experience Necessary.
It has been 50 years since the events at Branch Fault. During that time, a coalition of the various countries around the world have elected to prevent these sort of disasters from happening. To do that, they had created the Adjustment Bureau, otherwise known as AAA, which stands for Acquisitions and Adjustment Agency. Once a year, each country is required to send recruits to the AAA headquarters for training and subsequently going on missions to assess possible dangers to the entire world, to acquire dangerous artifacts, or to put down insurgent groups. And that is what you are here for. You have been hand-selected by your country of origin, and given this task to, from here on out, prevent any world-ending cataclysms. You have gone through the extent of your training, and you're now sitting in a large briefing room. The briefing room is made of solid marble slabs. There's no seams between the floors and the walls. It is
magically
just
delicious.
A single slab across everything. And you're divided up into sets of 3 desks and chairs. Those 3 are going to be your teams. And the 3 of you are sat together. In front of you are large black block letters. Looks like they've been chiseled out of like obsidian to just decorate the wall. It's the only real reprieve in this gleaming white hall. And it says, "Congratulations! You're otherwise sitting in just unapproachable silence with a team of about 20 different sets of desks with 3 people per desk."
And what's this room called again?
This is just the briefing room.
Briefing room. I'm looking at your map. Where is it? On the map?
Briefing room is...
Oh, I see it. Never mind. It's not it.
It's
okay.
About a block up from R&D, right next to the Close Quarters Combat Training
Sweet.
building.
Okay, cool. I know where we are.
And for those of you listening at home, these maps will be available on the Scudsworth.com website accompanying this podcast. So the AAA headquarters is on the continent of Auspician. It is on the country of Harvest Peak, on the Isle of Disaster. It's atop the mountain at the summit of Dire Consequences.
Alright then.
And you guys are sitting in silence, waiting. Eventually, about 10-15 minutes later, the door finally opens. A human, walks in. He's looks to be about 50, 60. He's dressed in a standard robe and a tall, pointy hat. So, he's clearly a wizard. And following him is a military man. He's a dragonborn. Walks in, carrying his own chair, which he sets down in front of the congratulation words, and just doesn't say anything. The wizard looks around, looks at all the people, suddenly claps his hand, and says, Congrats, you guys all made it. That's great. That's perfect. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Very few fatalities this year, which is great. We are very proud of all of you for taking up the cause of the Acquisitions and Adjustments Agency, and we are happy to have you all. You've all received your standard uniforms, which is what you're wearing. They are just different colored unitards, I guess, is the best way to describe them. They are all solid colors, which denote the type of the area of expertise you have, such as clerics would wear white, fighters would wear red, general magic users, mages, sorcerers, they all wear blue, and druids wear green, those sort of things. Just standard uniform, very Star Trek-y, just kind of your overall, your dungaree sort of things.
Okay. It's the nicest thing I've ever owned.
Nicest thing you've ever owned. The wizard gestures to the Dragonborn, who stands up and starts handing out these small stone tablets. They're about an inch thick, about a foot tall, the size of an iPad, but they look like they're just made out of like a granite. And hands out one to each person. You can go ahead and add that to your character sheet because it is something that is in your possession from here on out. Handing those out, the wizard says, "This is your heads-up slab. Everything that you need to know about missions we send you on, everything you need to know about the AAA headquarters, everything you need to know about the continent of Suspicion is on this tab.
Seems like a heads-down tab.
Who is that man? Who's that man? What is your name, sir?
A Theodore.
Theodore?
Theodore.
I said that. Theodore.
Oh dear.
I know you're a little on edge. I'm sorry we were late, but there was something that required our immediate attention.
I'm just saying, if I'm looking at the tab, then my head is down.
Right, but it's going to give you a heads up, like, look out, sort of type of thing.
But if I have my head up, then I'd have that heads up.
Well, you have your head up after you get the heads up, but you look down at the tab and then your head is up. That is how this works. It's a head up slab. Anyways, continuing on.
Wait, I'm confused. What direction am I supposed to look?
Just keep this on your person at all times.
Okay.
It will tell you important information. It will provide you with your maps. It'll provide you with your mission objectives, all the things that you need to know.
Does it say head up?
You can write it on with a Sharpie on the back if you want. It's fine.
Can I look down? My neck is sore.
The wizard looks back at the Dragonborn, who just kind of has a dejected shrug and goes, "Yeah, it was like this on my first mission too." The wizard looks back at the group and says, "My name is Jipcast. I am the head, one of the head wizards here. With me, this is Krakow. He was one of the individuals who was present during the events at Fallen Branch. And I know everybody wants answers. It took us 50 years to get the answers that we have. So we'll get this out of the way right now. Anyone in this room have questions about what happened in Branch Fall? Or Fallen Branch, rather.
Oh my goodness, Krakow, I've been wanting to meet you my whole life. Holy crap, my family and everyone that I ever know adores you and looks up to you. I am your biggest fan. Oh my goodness, can I hear it?
Well, it's great to meet you too. And I have to say, it was not the best of circumstances that had made you all aware of my numerous, very impressive exploits. But I will say this. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir, Mr. Krakow, sir.
So Jipcast looks around the room. and waiting for any hands up. And anybody have any questions about what had happened there? And this is out of character, guys. This is your time to get some answers about what had happened during June's campaign and what's going to happen here. So any questions that you want explained about what that prequel, what the prequel was. No?
So what do we know exactly? I heard that dragons got out.
Yes. So dragons happened. It's what we know from the what Krakow has told us and what we have discovered on our own is that there were a few very powerful artifacts that were required to summon dragons to reclaim the world that is, where the entire thing happened. The island that it happened on, where Fallen Branch is, the goal was to have them retain or regain their ancestral homes. These powerful artifacts were used to basically drive them out originally, and there was a dragon worshipping cult that wanted to summon their god, but they didn't realize that it wouldn't have worked. But what would have happened and what ended up happening was that dragons were summoned from all over the world and now almost exclusively live on that island. So that's what we know so far. There are some other things. We did lose a few 100 civilians, but we mostly got everyone out. And now the dragons are more or less all on that island, and they are contained. Any other questions?
What happened to the cloak that opened the portal?
That is actually a very great question. If you guys look at your heads up slabs, we counter-casted the blink cloak to each of these slabs. Don't lose them, don't damage them, please. They are able to blink you back exclusively to the AAA headquarters here at the Summit of Dire Consequences.
Neat.
Yes. Any other questions? No? Perfect. Moving on. Now, at this point, Jipcast is pulling out some sheets of paper from his cloak and distributing them to the various tables, one page per table. Here are your assignments. We have decided that it would be way too early on to give you guys some heavy-duty tasks, so mostly you are going to go on recon missions. What we have decided are solely investigations. All right, you go to the location on your paper. It's got your missions, all that. It explains where you need to go, what you guys are going to investigate, and what information we need to make a assessment of whether or not it requires a full team to go recover or disband any sort of negative presence. He hands them out, and at your table, you guys receive your mission statement, which is going to be sending you to a mining facility in the city of Audacious. It is a city at the far southern end of the continent of Suspicion in Harvest Peak. So what you'll be doing is locating you'll be doing reconnaissance and determining whether or not an invasion is imminent. After Jipcast finishes handing out all of the assignments, he heads back to the front and says, so what you'll need to do before heading out is you will go to mission control to receive your chits And your chits are going to have the equipment that you require to complete your mission. It's just standard things. It's going to be things like simple weapons, maybe some armor, possibly a few magic items that they think would be indispensable for this sort of mission. These items are rental only, so please don't lose or damage them. They do have to be turned in at the end of your mission. But aside from that, that's pretty much all I have to say, and I welcome you guys to AAA. There's some snacks at the end of the hall there. It's mostly donuts and coffee, so you can go ahead and help yourselves to that. But the missions you have are time sensitive. We do all need you guys to be out before midday. So if you guys just want to, mill around, talk, get yourself acclimatized to your new surroundings, that's great. But the teleportations are taking place at about 3 p.m. So you guys go and enjoy your stay, and you've all been assigned your lodging, I'm sure? Yes? Okay, good, perfect. Goodbye. And Jifcast walks out of the room.
Wait, lodging? We get lodging?
Lodging.
Yes, the barracks, if you look at your map, the barracks are on the far western side. They're right across from the shopping in the food area. So you guys pick at the donuts, maybe have a cup of coffee, and then you are meant to head down to mission control. What do you guys feel like doing? And you are now introducing yourselves. It's the three of you are the team. You are the three main dudes for your any mission is given to you guys. You are the people that go. So you should probably talk to each other and stuff.
Theodore Labrador, good to meet you.
Hello, my name's Kava. Good to meet you, I guess. I'm sorry. Hello.
Kava is a Dragonborn.
Yes.
Just in case you didn't listen to our character creations, we're just going to do some really quick, very, very lopsided conversational stuff just to catch you up on what each person is. So, Kava.
Yes.
Yes, what are you and what do you do and all that stuff?
So I'm a Dragonborn, and I kind of, my family was killed when I was very young. And I spent a lot of time just trying not to get killed by humans. And so I guess I'm here so that humans will try to stop killing me, I guess. They said I'm really good with the sword, though. And so I have been designated a barbarian, which sounds rather intimidating, I guess. Yes, how's everybody?
Excellent.
I am doing well.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we have Kava and you're Theodore?
Theodore.
Theo, okay, got it.
Means healer of the land, I think.
So, if you couldn't tell by looking at me, I am a half-elf. I am a sorceress as well. Have a little bit of a hero mentality, but have been shunned a lot in my life, so I'm a little socially awkward.
Perfect fit for this sort of
I can
thing.
relate.
So sometimes I'll just be like, no bail.
Right then.
And a Theodore?
I am a wood elf cleric. Bit of a ladies' man, but don't let that deter you. And I've been known to trip over my own feet once in a while.
Yep, that's pretty much Matt to a T. So if you guys head down to Mission Control. Mission Control is a lot less nice than this gleaming marble palace that you were just in. This is hard wrought stone, hard wrought steel, like big slabs of oak for desks, those sort of things. And it is maybe 100 people running around. Papers are flying, like enchanted to fly from desk to desk with information. All that, everyone's doing a job. And you guys walk up to the front desk where...
This seems exciting.
And that's where you meet a...
Good day, sir or
yes,
madam.
It's a hill dwarf. He is sitting at the desk. He is almost hidden entirely behind multiple stacks of old, dusty tomes, rather. And he glances up at you and turns around and screams behind him, "We got another 3!" At that point, everyone stands up and starts clapping for your arrival, but immediately go back to whatever they were doing before with all the running around and the paper shuffling.
It felt a little strange.
I don't understand humans, so sure.
I'm a dwarf, but okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be racist.
Let me see your slabs, please, and your mission paper.
But they told me to hold on to this.
He snatches it out of your hand without much effort at all. He looks down at it, and if there was any movement on the slab, you guys didn't see it, but he hands it promptly back. Looks at the paper, puts that in a shredder, which they have, I guess. It's a shredder.
Hand shredder.
Yeah, it's a hand shredder. It's got a crank.
Or maybe a small dragon.
Yeah, that's right. Just kind of chews it up. It's a pseudo dragon. Just
right. Yeah.
And then, in lieu of that, hands you each back 3 pieces of paper. It says, "All right, that's it. That's all you need from me. Take these down to the armory, and you'll get outfitted, and then head back to R&D for your teleportations."
Wonderful.
And everyone around you goes back to their work, and you are now invisible to them for all intents and purposes.
Now, when he says teleportation, is that like a kind of horse?
I believe they take our bodies apart, send us magically through the air, and then put us back together.
I'd like a horse.
I prefer.
Only this is much quicker.
And so you guys
Why does it need to be quick? Why can't we just take a horse? Horses?
You guys
Things need to be done right away.
Oh. Okay.
So you head down to the armory. It takes you a little bit of time to find it. And what it is the Artificer right next to R&D. So the armory is a actual locked off area of the city where actual very dangerous items are held, but you were turned away at the gate and sent to the Artificer instead. It's starting to become very apparent to you that people may not know exactly what they're talking about, but what they are talking about is a lot of bureaucracy.
This smells of red tape.
Yes.
What does red tape smell like?
It smells like a construction site.
Oh,
Yeah.
what are they building?
Well,
Democracy,
I'm hoping-
damn it!
Oh,
And-
okay. What's a democracy?
It's where you have the illusion of free
I just
choice.
realized
Oh.
I said it smells like red tape, and I meant tuck tape, which
Okay.
does have a smell that I cannot describe.
Rubbery.
Okay.
No.
Just like plastic?
No,
I
tuck
see.
tape is very tuck tape.
Okay,
There's-
cool.
So duct tape is used to build the democracy to create the illusion of freedom. I got it. I am understanding humans and
No.
hill
Dwarves.
dwarves.
Duct tape is made to fix democracy.
Right.
Tuck tape
Tuck
with a
tape,
T.
duct tape.
You
Can you write
guys
this on my
arrive
slab?
at the
So what you're
Artificer.
saying is Canadians are building this thing.
Yeah, something like that.
We put duct tape on every. There's even an aviation tape that looks like duct tape.
Yeah, well, it's the old thing. If it moves, but it shouldn't, duct tape. If it doesn't move, but it should, WD-40.
There you go.
So you head
If it
to
ain't
the
broke, don't fix it.
Yep. If you head to the Artificer, in the Artificer, it is a lot less busy and all over the place, and less panicked as it seems.
Well, these people have their work actually done up.
Yep. In here is just one person who is actively asleep. He is sleeping in what does look like a bed fashioned out of books.
I think I should poke it with a stick.
I wouldn't be so rude. But I'm not you.
That's right. I have no problem poking
So you
it
guys
with a stick.
jostle
Ooh, I
him,
found a stick. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're
jostle him awake.
Jostle, poke, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So He looks at you, and it's clear that he's a human. He's also in robes, but they look a lot less fancy and well-kept than Gypcast's. What his looks like is a horse blanket that is covered in many patches, like 30 or 40 different patches, all with different designs. Not specifically holding together the fabric of his cloak, but just definitely sewed on for reasons hitherto unknown.
The original punk rock.
Yes.
Got it.
I cast light and check his eyes, see if he's all right.
Oh, stop! Stop, man! Oh, Jesus Christ! Frick!
Asleep on the job.
I'm not.
You might have an illness.
I was not asleep on the job. I was meditating deeply.
It required a stick to wake you.
No, it didn't require. Who are you and what do you want?
I am a Theodore, and we are here for equipment.
Great, I am a Jake. What equipment? Do you have chits?
We have chits.
Okay.
3 of them.
So he takes those and he's like, oh, newbies. Hope they're not getting you doing anything dangerous.
I'm sure they would start us with something casual.
No, they usually make you guys do something super dangerous and see which one if you frag out. Okay, so very simple stuff here. Who here does heavy armor? Who does light?
I'm sorry. I'm proficient in medium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I wanted, so medium.
Yeah, but I don't like armor. I probably won't wear it if you give it to me.
Okay, well, you are outfitted with studded armor.
Studded armor.
And this is what's going to determine your armor class, so...
Yeah, I'm not like this is a character thing.
Okay.
She won't wear armor.
Okay.
Unless forced. Like if they're like wear the armor or you're fired. Okay.
Well, it goes over top of your unitard, so...
I get an armor bonus if I'm unarmored.
Oh, if you're unarmored?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you don't have to take it if you don't want.
Okay. Well, I'll take it.
You were a sorceress. Okay, you would have light armor then. So you've received studded armor.
I do feel comfortable in chainmail. I like the way it clinks.
So you got medium armor then? Sorry, you are only going to be receiving hide armor then. Sorry about that. Hide armor. Next up, who here is comfortable with short bows? Who here wants a long bow? So, no bow for you, okay? Short bow, long bow.
I don't think I have bow proficiency.
Okay.
Do you have something with maybe a handle and trigger?
No crossbows for this one. This one is just short bows and long bows. I only give you what's on the chit.
Well, I can't use that.
Alright. What about you, big lady?
I'm particularly fond of axes.
Again, no, we're just doing bows right now.
Oh. Okay. When you have axes, I'll take an axe.
Okay. Alright, so no bows. He crosses those off of your chits. Alright, next up, we've got swords. Who wants a sword? Who likes short swords? Who likes long swords?
Can I get an axe?
Can never get used to which side of it to use.
No swords? You want an axe? Alright, so you got none. Alright, so...
You're gonna knock it over. You better finish it first.
Alright, let's see if we can finagle you an axe, miss. Yeah, why not? Let's give you... I think we can, fuff a sword for you, do you do, one hand or two?
Let's do two-handed.
Two-handed? Alright. He gives you a great axe. So it is a two-handed axe. It is only ever going to be a two-handed axe. No single-handing it. Alright, and does anybody here want a shield?
Oh, I would love a shield.
Cool. Here's a shield.
I bruise very easily.
Well, that's not great for considering, what it is that you do, but okay.
Well, I asked for chainmail.
Well, the shit, man. It's what's on the paper is what I can give you.
Now, if I did an axe and a shield, what would I end up with?
You can't because
Okay.
you wouldn't be able to use both at the same time because your axe is exclusively two.
If I did a one-handed axe, do you have one-handed axes?
We're already going off book here, but let's take a look.
I don't know. I've never used a shield before. It sounds exciting.
Sure. He takes back the great axe and gives you a battle axe instead.
What does that
That's
do?
a versatile, so it can be one or two-handed.
What is the damage?
It is a 1d8 slashing.
1d8. What do I get from the shield? And what's the AC?
It's a +2 when donned
That's 2.
for your AC.
So I become more of a tank, less of a damage dealer.
Sure, I guess, if you say so, but what else?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot. Mostly just stuff that's circulated around the barracks, finding official books. Anyways, what do you guys think I should carry?
Yeah, be a damage sponge.
Yeah, makes more sense. Okay.
Alright.
Sure, I will be a damage.
I think
sponge.
I'm just going to be a damage me because apparently I can't have weapons.
He gives you a dagger. It's like, this one's on the house.
Alright, so what's the axe
Did you
again?
just open your letter with that?
Well, it's not a particularly good one.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so the dagger that you've received is a +1 dagger. And so is the axe. It's going to be a +1 axe.
What's it called again? Sorry.
It's a battle axe.
Battle axe.
It's a good thing I already
What's
have my own
damage?
weapon.
What's my damage
Yeah.
dice with it?
And did you get a weapon or?
Well, I have a sock with a half brick in it.
Well, that's I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
What is it that you're comfortable with exactly?
Well, I'm really good with this sock.
Okay.
And it's a versatile thing. I can use it with both hands if I feel like it.
Well, okay.
And I
All right. Well, I'm also gonna give you guys the last thing that we have here. He hands each of you a wand.
All right.
Okay. This is gonna be, well, we'll call it your blast tube.
I'm gonna call it my boomstick.
Well, okay, sure. All right. So you want to only ever point this at a thing that you want to stop being in your presence.
Do I get a wand too?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh boy.
It's on your chit. It's
Am I
your
allowed
mission.
using it now?
What do I do with it? How does it work?
You point it.
I pointed at you.
No, well, no. Hold on. Maybe not.
I look at it. I pointed at
Hey,
myself and looked at it.
No, well, also don't do that. Wait, no.
What is this?
Okay,
Is it like a stick? Why does it?
It's a wand. Let's not point it at people.
I don't-
Jake
okay.
gently points it towards the ground. I've handed you a wand of lightning bolt, so probably don't point it at people. It's not for everybody, though. Just Kava received the wand of lightning bolts.
Okay.
It has 7 charges. While holding it, you can cast lightning bolt spell for each charge. Now, if you use all 7 charges in a single day, there is a risk of it deteriorating. So you want to keep track of 7 uses a day.
7 uses a day.
Okay?
So battle axe +1, 1d8 slashing +1 because it's enchanted, and then a shield that gives 2 to my AC while it's equipped.
Yeah.
Cool.
And lightning bolts.
And lightning bolts. 7 lightning
you-
bolts a day. And if I use all 7, it could fizzle.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you, Athena, you have received a wand of fireball.
Ooh.
Also 7 charges. Also, it casts fireball when used. And for you, Theodore, is a wand of magic missiles.
I like the sound of that.
And again, 7 charges, and same deal. If you use all 7, there is a chance of it deteriorating. So keep track of that. All right. So we've got 1 battle axe. I'm gonna have to write a receipt for that because it wasn't on your chit. He hands you a receipt for the battle axe.
Oh. Okay. Where do I?
1 wand, a dagger. Also, receipt for your dagger.
Okay.
Don't go losing it because you do have to return these at the end of the thing. And you, half brick to go, and now you have a full brick in your sock.
Well, that brings my damage up to D10.
Not quite. It's an improvised weapon. It's a D6 at best.
Damn it, I really wanted to give it the Warhammer stats.
No.
Can I have a Warhammer instead then?
That's outside of your budgetary provisions. Sorry.
What
Look, we're
could I
playing
get?
fast and loose already. Just let's try to let me keep my fucking
you know,
job,
clerics
please.
are proficient with blunt weapons.
Okay.
So swords,
He hands you a club.
a club. I can do maces and warhammers, literally on the sheet.
Gives you a
right in
club. You've wasted a lot of my time, you guys.
I'll stick with my D6.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Hello, it's Josh, your DM and favorite person in the world, because I'm also the one who edits all these episodes together. Thank you for listening. I know it's been kind of a wild ride to get back into the game. It took us a lot longer to try to figure out how we were going to do these new episodes. Me taking over the DMing from June, setting up their characters, getting Haley back in town to actually play again. That took a lot longer than we were expecting. So finally the hiatus is over. Now I don't expect everyone to go back and listen to the original series. That's totally fine. This is going to be its own thing. The previous episodes are prologue to this new series. It will definitely give you some backstory into how we ended up with these characters in this world, but mostly we'll come back to that as more and more of the history becomes relevant again. Before we let you go, I do need to just say thank you, of course, for listening. I also need to thank bensound.com for our musical background music stuff. We also need to thank Kevin MacLeod with Incomputech for our opening and closing music. And finally, we have to thank Dungeons & Dragons, Wizards of the Coast. We are playing their game. It is version 5.0, and to be honest, it's actually one of my very favorite versions of the game. When I first started playing D&D, I was playing 3.5, and I don't think it would have been the same show if we tried 3.5 again. So, that is everything for us here. We do just need to remind you to rate and review us on iTunes or Google Play or wherever it is that you listen to this. If you want to share the show, just use the hashtag NoEXP and make sure to link us back. You can link June at Gemini_trans. You can reach Haley at Haley M. Garner. You can get Matt at The S Dragon, and of course you can find me at Tess Scud. That's TEHSCUD. You can also donate to our Patreon under the same link. So it's patreon.com/TEHSCUD. And please just share us with your friends. This is definitely new. Hopefully it's more fun. I know the previous episodes were getting a little more dry as we tried to round out that initial campaign, that initial adventure. But we're gonna try to keep this one a lot more plithy and upbeat and have a much better rhythm throughout. So I do thank you guys again for sticking with us and checking us out. And yeah, hopefully you'll get more episodes like this. We are eventually going to get back to a new episode every week, but for right now, we are going to be sticking to the bi-weekly schedule. So every other Wednesday, you should be getting a new episode of this. So again, thank you, and well, we hope to see you guys again on the next one.